Hello everybody and welcome back to the Tune-In. Today we're going to be going over our best 2000s albums, so
let's get into it.
So, you want to go first or do you want me to?
You can go first.
Okay. My 2000 album is Parachutes by Coldplay.
Okay.
Now, Coldplay is a very, very good band. Yellow is on here, Sparks, Shiver, the title track, We Never Change. The whole album is very cool, very, I almost said acoustic like I did in the other one. Oh, look at that, I'm getting a scam call. Should I answer it? Hello? Anyway, we had a mishap, so let's get back into it. Technical difficulties. So I accidentally hung up on the scam call that I might have had, but anyway.
Back to Coldplay.
It's a really great record. Parachutes is probably one of their most iconic records for the sound, the acoustic sound. Like I said, I almost said acoustic. Anyway, Everything's Not Lost. Just a great album. Yellow is probably one of the best acoustic songs of all time. So, yeah, go check it out.
All right, my album of 2000 is Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park.
Don't know what that is.
Anyway,
I'm sorry.
This is probably Linkin Park's most iconic album. It has...
Is it the one with like the angel thing on the front?
Look like that?
Yeah.
Yes, that one.
Okay. But I don't know any songs off of it.
Either way, it has some of their most famous songs like Paper Cut, One Step Closer, Crawling, In the End is probably their most famous song. There's no way you haven't heard that.
I might have. I don't know.
It has some good deep cuts like A Place in My Head, By Myself, and Points of Authority. It's just an overall really well-rounded rock rap album.
Rock rap album?
Yeah, it's weird. It kind of has like a mix between rock singing and rap over it, but it has like these electronic beats, but also has a lot of guitar in it. So it's like a really weird blend of like rock and rap, but it works really well. It's probably my favorite like rock rap album just because it works really well. So if you haven't checked it out, I'd recommend giving it a listen.
Okay. I have a tie for 2001.
Okay.
My first one is Invincible by Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I figured that one was going to pop.
Great album. Unbreakable, Heartbreakers, so good. Invincible, great song. Break of Dawn is beautiful. Heaven Can Wait, beautiful. You Rock My World. It was a hit off of it, but I've never been a huge fan of it, but it's still okay. Butterflies, beautiful. The background vocals, not backup. I mean.
Yeah, technically.
Technically, but Butterflies is a great song. Speechless is another beautiful song. 2000 Watts with his deep voice.
Yeah.
What
was that?
I don't know. You Are My Life, beautiful. Privacy is deep. The whole track list is just great. And like with Dangerous, there's not a skippable track on this record. So please go listen to it. My second one for 2001. This might come as a shock to you.
Okay.
The Rainbow Children by Prince.
I'm not shocked.
Well, so basically, I love some songs on this. Like, I like the whole album, like the instrumentation. But some of the lyrics are problematic. It's his Jehovah's Witness album, basically. But Muse to the Pharaoh is really cool. The Work Part 1 is beautiful. Not beautiful. Funky, good.
Similar to
Everywhere. Very spiritual song. Mellow is probably my favorite track on the album. 1 + 1 + 1 is 3. She Loves Me for Me, Family Name, The Everlasting Now Out. Now throughout this whole album, like there's this deep-voiced guy. No,
It's Prince, isn't it?
I think with a like a voice filter on, but it's like, and now we go into a song that's on it is The Sensual Ever After. So like, and now we fall into the sensual ever after. And it's like, it's even deeper than that. It's crazy. But it's a cool record. Funky, bluesy, R&B, soul. Just a really good record.
All right. My album of 2001 is Tenacious D's self-titled album.
Jacob just said no way. Tenacious D?
Tenacious D.
Oh, wait, is that Jack Black?
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh. Nope.
Wait.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Like, all the songs are super good, but it's also a really funny album. Like, the humor on the album.
He's hilarious. I mean, him and
Kyle. Like, the songs are really good, so they're kind of able to be funny, but the music is still good, so it just doesn't come off as a joke. Like, some of the best songs are One Note Song, Tribute, Wonder Boy, a song title I can't say on this show.
Wait, what is it? Oh.
Explosivo, Lee is a super funny song, Karate. They're all just such funny songs. I can't help but get a kick out of it. 'Cause it's just such a funny album.
You put that as the best album of 2001. That is so funny to me. I mean, they are funny.
Yeah, it just makes me smile every time I listen to it, and I think it's a great album. So if you like Jack Black, go check it out.
Yes. My 2002 albums, I have a tie again, is One Night Alone by Prince is my first one. Now this
go with the Prince-a-thon.
It was hard to find good albums from this decade, but I did find two.
Don't you mean this year?
This year, sorry. I mean, and the decade, the 2000s was pretty hard for me.
Oh yeah, it was hard for me too.
One Night Alone is cool, the title track. You're Gonna See Me. There's another version of that on his MPL Sound album, one of the discs from Lotus Flower, which is a triple album he did. Here on Earth is beautiful. A Case of You, a cover by Joni Mitchell. Have a Heart is cool. Objects in the Mirror. Pearls Before the Swine is by far my favorite track on here. Young and Beautiful. Just Avalanche. That's a really deep song. I'm not going to go into it here, but it's really good. Heathen by David Bowie is my next one.
Okay.
That's Sunday. Cover. Yeah. Sunday is my favorite track on here. Cactus is cool. Everyone Says Hi is kind of weird a little bit, honestly. But it's David Bowie. You're not going to find a song that's just plain and simple.
Yeah.
Slip Away, Slow Burn, Afraid, I've Been Waiting for You. Just a really cool record. It really enters his rock area.
Nice.
And it's actually pretty cool. It's kind of like beautiful in a weird way.
Might have to listen to it.
Yeah. I'm sorry we cannot get to your 2002 album. We have to cut it a little short because we're getting down on time. So thank you so much for watching this part of the video. We will probably do multiple more parts after this because that's what we seem to like to do. So thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Hello everyone and welcome to the next section of the video. We're going to start off with my album of 2002 since we did Brodie's in the last part.
Yes.
So my album of 2002 is One by One by the Foo Fighters.
Never heard of it.
It's just a great album. Surprisingly, Dave Grohl said, I think he said it was his least favorite Foo Fighters album.
Really?
Yeah, but I think it's pretty good. It has some of their most classic tracks, mainly All My Life and Times Like These, which are just some incredible songs, but it also has some pretty good deep cuts like Disenchanted Lullaby, Low, Tired of You, and Overdrive. But it's just a really good album, and it continues like rock-focused momentum that they had from albums like There's Nothing Left to Lose, which I mentioned in our last video, if you haven't checked that out already.
Mm-hmm.
But
or was it in this video?
No, that was the 90s.
Okay, all right.
But
go check it out.
Yeah. But I think it's just an incredible album, and it shows their progression as a group into the 2000s.
My album of 2002,
2003.
2003, I mean, is A Rush of Blood to the Head by Coldplay.
Oh, okay.
Now, this album is so good. Probably their second most iconic album, The Scientist. Freaking beautiful, beautiful song.
I don't think I've heard that song.
Yeah, Clocks. The title track, Warning Sign, Daylight. Just a really cool album. It's, again, alternative, like Parachutes, like I mentioned in the last part of the video. And it's great. It also has a great album cover. And
oh man, that's weird.
yeah, it's actually, this is on the thumbnail of the video, but I changed it a little bit. So it's a great album. I can't say anything else because it's just a really good record.
All right, so my albums, plural, of 2003 are Meteor by Linkin Park. Probably the best album in my opinion. It has so many of their best songs like Numb, Breaking the Habit, Faint, Somewhere I Belong. It's just such an incredible album. The lyrics are great. It has...
This is your second Linkin Park album of the 2000s. Cool.
Yeah, that was mainly when they were popular. But it's just such a great album. Again, the lyrics are incredible. It has all the components of a great nu metal album, which I've been informed by Jacob that that's the proper term for that. But anyway, and it has a lot of my favorite Linkin Park songs, but I think, yeah, I like this better than Hybrid Theory, but it's just such a good album, and you can really get like into the headspace that Chester was in when he wrote some of the songs.
Is there like a theme to the album?
It's not really a themed album. And then my second album of 2003 is Fallen by Evanescence.
Never heard of it.
You've never heard Bring Me to Life?
Bring me back to life.
Give me a sec. First of all, that's terrible. Second of all,
Bring me back to... Oh, we're
cut
going to
this
have
for
to cut
copyright.
this. Yeah, I've heard it.
but so moving on from that, it's a really good album. It has a lot of their best songs, Going Under, Bring Me to Life, like I mentioned, My Immortal. It's just such a really good album, and Amy Lee is practically the Stevie Nicks of the 2000s.
Really? Wow.
But her voice is incredible. I forget what the name of the male vocalist who's on the album as well, but she's just an incredible singer.
She's just... Anyway, that was awkward.
Yeah, that was really awkward. Such a great album. Again, another nu metal pick, but it's so good, and I'd recommend anyone who likes rock music to go listen to it, because it kicks butt.
It kicks butt.
Anyway.
That looks like when Uncle Sam is pointing,
Oh, yeah.
it should say, it kicks butt. You'll never guess who put out my album of 2004.
Gee, I think it's Genesis.
No. Musicology by Prince is my album
What,
of...
this is...
Huh?
What? Third Prince album so far? If I'm mistaken? You had
Second.
Rainbow Children.
Oh, that's my third Prince album. Oh my gosh. So, I actually had him and his brother listen to this record. So you could talk a little on this if you want to. It's a great album. It's funky. It has soul. There's pop on it with like What Do You Want Me to Do? And rap with Illusion Coma Pimpin' Circumstance, which is a wacky song, but pretty cool. It has rock, The Marrying Kind.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite song on that album.
If I Was the Man in Your Life. On the Couch is like almost like jazzy, smooth soul R&B. Dear Mr. Man is like a very political song in the best way possible. Usually when you say, when you call a song political, it's not the best, but...
There's actually a lot of good political songs.
Yeah, like in Prince, I think he has so many good political songs. Reflection, the last track on the album, is my favorite on the entire album. It's a very deep cut, like most Prince fans haven't even heard it. And Musicology, the title track, is just great. Like, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good album when I listened to it. It definitely has variety.
Yeah.
I'd say The Marrying Kind and, what was it, 1,000 Days?
A Million Days, which is another really good one, and Cinnamon Girl.
Yeah, those ones were good.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to yours.
So, my album, jumping back into the political music waters with American Idiot by Green Day. Don't wanna be an American idiot. Anyway,
let's move on.
It's just such an incredible punk rock album. Probably my favorite Green Day album. But it's just a great concept album. It's not... There's not too many political songs on it, mainly like Holiday and the title track. But like every song on the album is good. American Idiot, Jesus of Suburbia, Holiday, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, Give Me Novocaine, Wake Me Up When September Ends, Homecoming. They're just such incredible rock tracks, and it's way more like... I'm trying to think of how I want to word this. It's way deeper than you'd think if you just looked at the album and like heard the title track. Like there's actual story. It's just an incredibly moving album, and I would recommend it to anyone really. I think it's a great album, one of the more accessible albums out of my list. But yeah, just go check it out.
And I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this.
We're waiting to friggin' add a tally to the fandom's Brodie is anchored. You can file your complaints with the tune-in.
Yeah, just shoot us an email and we'll get right back to you.
You'll get right back to you.
No, but I used to hate Green Day. I hated them. Now I can actually find the musical talent in it. I used to hate it. That was pretty horrible to me at one point, but now I can actually appreciate it and like it a little bit, so I'm pretty glad I came around.
What did you listen to make...
American Idiot.
Huh.
I listened to the whole thing.
Really?
Just that one song.
Oh, just the song, never mind.
Just that one song, and I was like, actually, this is not bad at all, because I had just heard bits before, and I guess I wasn't getting the whole experience right, so it was a really good song.
Huh. Didn't expect that?
Yeah.
Good for you.
My album of 2005 is...
We're on 2004. Oh, wait. You did your album of 2004. Never mind.
Yeah.
Just ignore me.
Brain fart. My album of 2005 is Chaos and Creation in the Backyard by Paul McCartney. Now, really good album. 2 hours later. Really good album. Fine Line, How Kind of You, Jenny Wren is my favorite track on this album. Friends to Go is cool. Too Much Rain is really pretty. This Never Happened Before is really good. A Certain Softness, which is quite the title. Riding to Vanity Fair is cool. At the Mercy, it's really cool. I've only got 2 hands. This is the final track, and it's really good. But yeah, it's the album. Speaking of that title, has a certain softness. You don't really get the rock of the Beatles or John Lennon or Paul McCartney. You just get like acoustic songs. They still have atmosphere and everything, but you really get the certain softness. Anyway, so let's move on to your album.
Moving on to my album of 2005 is In Your Honor by the Foo Fighters.
Never heard of it.
Now, this is a really interesting album because they split the album into an acoustic side and an electric side.
Oh, that's really cool.
The title track, No Way Back, Best of You, DOA. There's a
Best of You. Let me get into this. Prince did a cover of that in the Super Bowl. It was freaking great. Go listen to it, or go watch it, please. Anyway.
The last song, Deepest Blues Are Black. Just incredible rock songs.
Ooh. Deepest Blues Are Black?
Yeah. But
that's a cool title.
Yeah. They're just incredible rock songs. They have very potent lyrics. And then you go to the acoustic side, at the top right. And you have songs like Razor, Cold Day in the Sun, Over and Out, Friend of a Friend, Still. All the lyrics on this album are phenomenal. Just great lyrics. The melodies are incredible. There's definitely definitely top 5 Foo Fighters albums for me. It is
really
such a good album, and I recommend anyone really listen to it.
And they were the first band you really got obsessed with,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So we're running a little close on time. So thank you for watching this part of the episode. We will be back tomorrow with the other section, and honestly, it'll probably be maybe the last. So thank you so much for watching. We'll be back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this section of the video. I will be doing my 2006 album right now, which is 3121 by Prince.
We are on a roll with the Prince albums. This is what,
now,
5?
Now, people are going to get mad at me for putting that many Prince albums in here, but you know what? I don't care. All right. Ta-da! So I truly don't care because he has great albums from the 2000s, and this is an example of one. 3121 is freaking awesome. The title track is great. Lolita is really, really cool. Is that Spanish for something? I think it is.
I have no clue.
Te amo corazón. I like how I said it with the accent. Black Sweat is probably the biggest song off of here. Incense and Candles is one of my favorite tracks off of this. Love is great. Satisfied is probably my second favorite. Fury, so much rock in that song. The Word is great. I played that for Jacob and he freaking loved it. Beautiful, Loved, and Blessed, pretty song. The Dance, kind of slow but good. And Get on the Boat is so high energy.
Get on the
so
Boat
good.
is an interesting title for a song.
It's so good. And I recommend it for all of you watching.
All right, so my album of 2006 is The Black Parade.
My Chemical Romance?
Yeah. They're like that.
I've heard it. I've heard of it, but
Now, I know that this might be a bit of an emo pick, but shut up, it's a great album. It's an incredible concept album, just like American Idiot, which I just picked before. But all the songs are really good. The End, Dead, Sharpest Lives, the title track, which is probably the biggest song from this album. House of Wolves, Mama, Teenagers, Famous Last Words. The whole album is just a really solid album. Like, it's like pop punk. It's like if you took punk rock. It's like you take punk rock and you mix it with like The Wall or Tommy, and you kind of that's kind of what
The Wall by Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure what you were talking
Kind
about.
of like if you did that, but it's really cool. It's a very theatric album. The live shows were very theatric. They had the lead singer Gerard Way like wheeled out on a stretcher.
Really?
Yeah, it's just a super cool album. The music videos were really good. Like the Black Parade music video is really cool. They have wild costumes.
Sorry to interrupt. All I saw in the back there was Jacob's head just going, and that made me laugh. So anyway.
Just a great album. Go check it out.
My album of 2007 is not a Prince album.
I was gonna say.
It is Alicia Keys' As I Am.
Okay.
Which is a really cool album. She has a beautiful voice and probably one of the biggest female... Oh, the desk keeps rocking, sorry. She has one of the best R&B vocal of any female in the early 2000s. And this album is kind of like contemporary R&B, but Go Ahead is great. No One is beautiful. I Need You is cool. Teenage Love Affair. Had a cheesy title, not gonna lie. Sure Looks Good to Me is cool, and Savior is also really cool. So please go listen to it if you would like to. Or go listen to it right now.
That's one way to do it. My album of 2007 is Snakes and Arrows by Rush.
I knew it. I knew that was going to be it.
How do you know that?
Just because that's like the only... I don't know how to describe it. I've been watching so many videos on Rush lately, and I saw that they had an album in that year, so I knew you were going to put it for that.
This is one of the best later Rush albums. Their 90s stuff was pretty good, but I feel like this is definitely one of the best ones. It starts with Far Cry, which is an incredible song. Armor and Sword, Workin' Them Angels is a really cool song. And then there's some instrumental...
Workin' Them Angels?
It's about like first responders. Get your head out of the gutter.
Oh, no. I'm not. I don't know where you thought my head was, but I'm grounded.
Anyway, there's a couple instrumentals like The Main Monkey Business, Hope, and Malignant Narcissism, which is a very wordy.
Malignant Narcissism.
This is a very big word title for an instrumental. And then there's some good deep cuts. I really like Bravest Face, The Way the Wind Blows. Faithless is another great song. But they're all just really good songs. Like, the lyrics are definitely some of Rush's best. And I recommend anyone to check it out. If you're a Rush fan and haven't got into it, or you just want to get into the band, this is one of the more accessible albums because it came later in their career. But there's some of my favorite Rush tracks on here. I would recommend you check it out.
My albums, I have 2 of 2008. This might come as a little surprise.
Oh boy, last time you said it was come out as a surprise, it was the Spice Girls. So I don't even know where this
2 really cool albums, really great albums. Beyonce.
That's a surprise?
I Am Sasha Fierce, which is a really freaking great album.
That's a cool title.
Yeah. If I Were a Boy, Halo, Broken Hearted
was
Girl.
Halo one of the... Was Halo
I Can See a Halo.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a really horrible rendition of it. And apparently it's a double album, which I did not know. She did Ave Maria. I did not know that was on there. Oh, it's like a rewritten version of Ave Maria. And then there's Single Ladies, Put a Ring on It, which...
Like the biggest hit from that
Oh,
album.
the single...
You really need to stop trying to impersonate Beyonce.
Yeah, I could beat her voice. But Diva is on here, another really cool song, which is actually huge on TikTok right now. I've seen a lot of videos using it. So yeah, it's just a great album. It's pop at its best not pop at its best. Whoa. Pop at its best in the 2000s, I should say. And it's really great. The second album I have for 2008, this might come as a shock to you. Lady Gaga, The Fame.
I can't really say I'm that surprised.
Really?
I'm not too surprised.
All right. Just Dance, huge song of hers.
Okay, the second you said Just Dance, the first thing that popped in my head. No, the first thing that popped in my head is Let's Dance.
Paparazzi, really cool song. Paparazzi.
I think
I should just stop impersonating these female singers. I'm not doing them justice in any kind of way. Poker Face, really cool song. The title track, Money Honey, Boys, 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 Paper Gangsta, spelled Gangsta. Summer Boy, Disco Heaven, really cool album.
She just released a new album, actually.
Yeah, it's actually really good. Mayhem. Go check that out, too. But The Fame is really great. And for the title of the album, she used the Purple Rain font.
Okay, then.
Which, that's a little... I don't know how to feel about that. I'm coming for you, Lady Gaga.
Anyway,
I'm completely joking. Anyway.
Put another tally on the board.
Let's move on to you. Oh, I like your phone cover. Is that Freddie Mercury?
It is, actually.
Oh, really?
I'll show you once we're done filming. But
yeah.
My next album might come as a shock to you.
Okay.
It is, for 2008, Viva La Vida or Death and All His Friends by Coldplay.
Oh, that's a great album. That doesn't come as a shock at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's just a really good album. It's like, I know I've used the word theatrical a lot, but it's like a very theatric album. They've got like strings. It's just an incredible album.
I didn't even think of that one for this year.
Friggin' the title track, obviously the biggest hit off that album, but it is an incredible song. Terry's of London, when I listen to some of the songs off the album, that's definitely one of my favorites. The semi-title track, Death and All His Friends. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just a really cool album. Lost, Life in Technicolor. There's some really cool titles on this album. The album cover is really cool. Mm-hmm. It's just Coldplay kind of, I hate to say they shift away from their pop leanings, but they kind of go into like, it's kind of like that Eleanor Rigby kind of pop, where it's like strings.
Exactly, string, piano, acoustic drums. Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah.
But it's just a really cool album, and if you haven't checked it out, I would recommend it to you.
unfortunately, we're running a little bit out of time. We have one more album left, but we don't have enough time to get to that today. So we will have one more section of this video because that's what we like to do. Anyway, see you guys next time. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the final part of this episode, finally. We are going to do our albums of 2009. Would you like to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. All right, so my album of 2009 is 21st Century Breakdown by Green Day.
Never heard of it.
Now, in my opinion, this is probably their third best album, American Idiot and Dookie being top two. Probably interchangeable for me. But this is a really good album. It has some of my favorite songs like title track, Song of the Century, Know Your Enemy, Before the Lobotomy, Christian's Inferno, East Jesus Nowhere, Murder City. There's just so many good songs. 21 Guns was, I think it was a single off that album. The album cover is super cool. But it's probably the best Green Day's like last really great album. I mean, their last album was pretty good.
I heard Savior's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd have to like listen to them back to back if I wanted to pick. But Savior's would probably be like next in line for being best Green Day album, in my opinion. But this is
Savior?
Savior's.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good album.
Wow. Nice.
But it's just. But 21st Century Breakdown is just a really good album. It kind of expands on more of the themes that they introduced in American Idiot. But just a really cool album. If you've listened to like the main two Green Day albums, Dookie and American Idiot, and you want some more of that, mainly American Idiot, then I would recommend this to you because it's a really good album.
My album of 2009 is a very alternative album by Florence and the Machine.
Oh, that's the title of the album.
No.
Oh.
No, it's the band.
No, I thought a very alternative album was the title of the album.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, the title is Lungs by Florence and the Machine. Really, really, really cool album. Dog Days Are Over. You've had to have heard that.
Maybe? I don't know. Here, play it. We'll just add.
We'll have to cut this out. So he has heard it. It's great. The whole album is really cool. Dog Days Are Over. Kiss with a Fist.
Oh, that's a cool title.
Yeah. And You've Got the Love is really cool. Cosmic Love is good. Yeah, the whole album is pretty good. Very alternative. It's a really cool album. Like I said, very alternative. Acoustic with like very real drums. It's not all electronic and
so acoustic drums.
Yes, I suggest this album to anybody that would like to listen to it. Okay, so this has been a long process of filming this episode, but it has been fun for us to do it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Brodie.
I'm Wyatt.
And this is the Tune In,
Tuning Out.
Oh!
We hit it!
We haven't done that in a while.